this and okay, bye-bye. Welcome to the Chammy, the only channel on YouTube where you can get a professional tarot card reading. I know I'm late for a very important date. Doing yes, no, maybe so, freebies, as well as paid readings. Not really sure if anyone will show up. It is kind of late, but I thought I would come back and hang out with you guys after a break. I'm really sure what the dogs are barking about, but I wonder if anybody's even getting these updates. Or notifications, as I should say. Welcome back to the channel, the only channel on YouTube where you can get a professional tarot card reading from a haunted house and a haunted graveyard. We're doing tarot readings tonight. 555-888-1111. General, in-depth. Just PayPal me and we can get going. Yes, no, maybe so's. Sometimes why. Questions are free tonight. Also going to do another round of spirit boxing. Just have to see where we go. But either way, it'll probably be fun. I'm just going to wait for people to come into the chat and hang out. Hey, welcome back, Cottonfly.
The no cap hemp CBD indica live resin forbidden fruit. I try not to smoke. It grosses me out. I like to vape. It's pretty good. I hope to get some of their CBD gummies this month. It is definitely something I've been wanting to try for a long time. I think all of it has 3% THC in it, or 0.3% THC, but it's such a high potency. The way that it's grown, the way that it's lab tested, the way that this particular company has, I don't know if it's because it's doctor formulated. I don't know what it is, but it gives me everything that I need to get through my day. It's an indica. Sativas don't really serve me. In fact, they just don't serve me. I mean, maybe if I'm driving, but I really don't want to drive when I'm under CBD or any kind of cannabis. It's a drag. Hey JD, how are you? Nice to see you. How's it going? I am kicking ghost names and kicking ghost asses and taking names. I'm hopefully gonna be around that way soon. Yeah, and I think we've met several times at the deconstructed songwriters night as well. Yes, I do. I love that deck too. I've got it here. It's awesome. Trying to definitely find a place that way. I was trying to buy, but having some things get in the way, which are easy fixes, but will take me some time. So I'm going to have to try to find a place to rent because I think that's going to be the way I have to go for just a short amount of time before I can buy it there. So I am looking for a place to rent up there. It's a little bit closer, so I can get more into my music thing, because that's my first true love. But for now, it's the haunted house. Which actually I was going to put the spirit box on in the REM pod. It's good to see you, JD. Thanks so much for coming by. Tell John I said hi. I try to do this every day. It's so much fun.
Well, only if you let it. Because life really truly is what you make it. If there's any good spirits that want to come talk to us, come let us know you're here. Touch the REM pod. We like it when you make the light go blue. So are there a lot of readers up there? Yeah, I mostly just do it from right here from home. My dad's recovering from chemotherapy. He's doing really well. I hope in the near, not too distant future, there'll be more time to leave the house and not focus on this kind of thing when I've left the house and focus more on music, for sure. That's been super difficult here in Atlanta because at the end of the day, I feel like, I don't know, I feel like at the end of the day, the music scene here is just, can make you feel pretty lonely. Especially if you're a solo artist. But yeah, if you ever need a reading, come by. You can always use this deck too if you like. Yeah, it can make you feel pretty lonely. And that's why I kept coming back to Nashville because I just met people who knew what musicianship was. I haven't really found that here in a long time in Atlanta. I'm not sure why. Yeah, that would be fun. Have to swap readings. We were going to do a spirit box session. I was going to wait for more people to come in. Uh, Not sure how busy late Saturday night is compared to some of the other nights. Yeah, it still is very that way, even more so. Um, if you have a certain niche or a certain, you're different, outside of the box different, I'm not so certain that it's really the place for you as an artist. But the cool thing about Nashville is that it was always like, for me, it was more like, well, you know what, you're cool at what you do. Let's go do cool stuff. It didn't know that mattered. Oh yeah, totally. We're gonna totally turn the spirit box on here. Usually when I do free tarot, there's like so many people showing up. Maybe they're not reading the whole title, or maybe there just wasn't a notification for everyone. So definitely gonna put that on. Okay, right on, JD. Thanks so much for coming by. It's awesome to see you in the chat. I was just recently packing, cleaning, and found your card. So I put it away and filed it away not too long ago. Okay, so I've got the spirit box on. I wonder what it's trying to say. I think it just said, yep. Well, I'll keep the spirit box on and the REM pod when I'm doing readings, which is interesting. And on the weekends, I'll do the Estes method. We'll listen in on the spirit box for a little bit, do some readings, hang out, whatever. And then at one point, I'll do, get into the Estes method where I'll put the blindfold on and I can't hear anything and call someone on the phone and they'll ask questions or read what the chat's saying to the ghosts. And then I just say what I hear in the headphones. Just at home, I think. Yes, we're home. Yes, that was so weird. But I also feel like it might have been teasing with us. I'm not entirely sure or certain that it wasn't anything else other than maybe that ghost that likes Molly, that has a crush on Molly. I wonder what it just said. Did it just say quickly? Quicker? I think it just said stormy. Didn't it sound like it just said stormy? It's interesting, boss. There used to be a dog that lived here named Boss. And the guy who owned Boss lived upstairs and died in his house. Is that you, Larry? Maybe, but that's not how I got involved in tarot. I just saw a deck I liked, and I was like, oh yeah, I like those cards. They're so pretty. What are they? I'm going to get them. I was about 12, 13 years old. Then I got back into them not too long ago when my friend was talking all about twin flames. And she wanted me to ask my cards. Asked me if I still had my cards. Wanted me to ask about her twin flame. I'm like, what's this twin flame crap? And then I started reading about it, and I was like, this is so interesting. And then I started giving her readings about it and learning more about it. And I think relationships can get you really into the tarot thing, for sure. So yeah. It wasn't so much her ex as it was someone new for her. Yeah, very much so. Especially if you can stay focused on the thoughts and feelings that serve you the most. I've noticed some people will get really addicted to them. Some people will live every 12 hours by what they say. And I think that's a little bit, yes, it causes some trouble. For sure. Interesting. Yeah, too much of anything, yeah. I know when I do too much spirit box, I get super sleepy. Like, I'll get really worn out on it easy. I'm building up more of a resistance to it, but hey, Shopaholic, how are you, dear? Welcome back to the Chammy. How's your day been? Happy weekend. Yeah, especially when I've been working for like 12 hours. I literally have, that's all I've done for 12 hours. Just work, work, work. But it has been fun. Your blessings are only being blocked, shopaholic, if you really believe that and feel that. So the way that you would unblock it is you would just turn your back on those feelings and emotions that they are blocked to begin with. Okay? It's only blocked because you've given it meaning that it's blocked, because you've been feeling it's blocked. You've been emotionalizing you're blocked. There's nothing to give it to you outside of you. It's yourself. So, like, nature's not going to block you. It's going to give you a chance to feel your inner compass and follow it if it is awake, if you're woke to that. And then the more that you relearn to trust the process, easier it's going to get with that strict mental diet and staying on it. Yeah. Remember, nothing has a meaning until you give it a meaning. Like your reading said yesterday, you're constantly co-creating with the creator that you feel is your creator, even if it's just the dirt outside your house that you feel created. Dirt is very powerful. So, just wipe away all those circumstances and limiting beliefs that you're blocked, and you are unblocked now. No more being blocked. Doesn't that feel great? Keep me updated. Don't let fear create your fate for you. So let's talk about the questions we're going to ask Spirit Box tonight. Let's see, is the little girl buried under the house there? Touch the REM pod, make the lights go off, or the little ball here. Hey Spirit, JD Meek wants to ask how's mom? She transitioned a year ago. If JD Meek's mom is here, touch the REM pod. I'm just turning the white noise down a little bit, so yeah, I feel it said yep. Okay, we'll ask why it said yellow fever. So I don't feel the little girl under the house is here tonight. But if she is, let us know by lighting up the ball here, touching it, or lighting up the REM pod. Maybe you can play us a song. It's only doing that because I touched it. Interesting how the spirit box will get real quiet when the REM pod is on them. Spirit, can you tell us why you keep talking about yellow fever? Yeah, and that's the thing is that I've been studying the Morse code thing. A lot of people have been saying that it does sound like something that's trying to talk in Morse code. Sometimes this thing will literally play a song for me. It's weird. I'm going to give it another 30 seconds for the little girl under the house to light up the Motley Crue light show ball. I'll get Dolly for you. Or light up the REM pod. Turn the REM pod blue or green or yellow or purple. Touch the REM pod and let us know you're here. I'll go get Dolly Doll for you. And that's how it started, Cotton Flies. We thought maybe that the spirit that was saying it was a little girl was an incubus. Yes, hello, Sweet Debbie. Free readings are open right now. We're just playing with the spirit box. I'm giving the little girl buried under the house 30 more seconds. Oh, that's cool. I'm a Scorpio. I'm pretty much Scorpio, Virgo, Sagittarius, Taurus with a dash of Libra and something else. Maybe a dash of Gemini. I don't know. Dash of Taurus. Okay, so if the little girl buried under the house is not here, what about Jambi? Jambi and Pee-wee, are you here, John and Paul? Jambi, Pee-wee, if you're here, light up the REM pod, turn it blue. Or say something to us in the spirit box. I'm going to give you 60 seconds since you're new, Pee-wee, to this other side thing. Sri Devi, what's your question, dear? Put your question in the chat because we're going to do Estes method in a minute, and I won't be doing any readings until after the Estes method is complete. We're online till 3 a.m. Eastern Standard Time, the witching hour. Is JR3 stalking you? Let's cut the deck and find out. Spirit's asking you to follow your inner compass on this. So it looks like in this moon card, no. But they might be watching over you. But they don't have any hard feelings for you in that reversed Three of Swords. So try to just ignore those feelings. If you don't like that person, they fell off the planet. They went back to jail. They moved to another country or city that wasn't a place you lived in. You could take a Epsom salt bath. Cleanse yourself spiritually. You'll be fine. Yes, move to another country. There you go. And you stick with that affirmation. You stick with that assumption, and the more you persist with it, every time they come up in your head, you don't like them, just send them back to the void, yo. Keep us updated, okay? So if anybody has any questions for the spirit box, we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to call Cottonfly in a minute. I'm going to text her, make sure she's ready. It's only going to be about 10 minutes long. If there's any spirits here that would like to talk to us, any good spirits here that would like to talk to us, light up their REM pod. Say something through the spirit box. Are there any spirits that can tell us what the viewers are wearing? What about what I'm wearing? Well, anyways, we're going to get into it here in a minute. Let me go ahead and make sure all the batteries are there. I don't know if Cottonfly is there, so I'll just wait for a confirmation that she is before I disconnect the spirit box and reset it. Kind of like when whatever touched me in the last spirit box session touched me. Freaking ghosts. I'm just singing that Let Me Touch Your Body song. Let me touch your body. I know I can do it. That's Groovy from ATL. Probably one of the only funk bands left on Earth. Spirit, what does Cottonfly need to know about Anthony feeling romantic? So there's a couple of cards here. I feel like they're starting to see the good in what they thought might be bad. So yes, in the Two of Wands, and then the energy behind it is this Five of Cups. They're starting to see things definitely different, for sure. Achievements to be celebrated, or working on achievements to be celebrated. Happier, healthier, wealthier time in life as well. Sorry that he freaked you out or scared you or whatever. I guess it happens. So you want to do this? Should I call you now? I'm just going to put tarot card readings. Okay, take your time. Okay, dear. Have fun lurking. It's okay to lurk. Especially when you know the lurker. Well, it seems to be pretty quiet. I am playing a little bit of music now, but I'm just surprised at how quiet it is. So let's ask it some questions like, while I'm under in the Estes method, ask it some personal questions. What it wants us to know about it. What the spirits want us to know about them. Maybe revisit the same energy that we have talked about before. It reading XPLR off my shirt, or the names. Like it said your name yesterday. It said Cotton. I know it said John. I know it said Paul. Whether it's the Beatles or Pee Wee and Jambi or just two regular ghost dudes. I know the mill workers have come through before. Oh, excuse me. The little girl buried under the house and the mill workers. Yeah. So what do you want us to know? What do you want us to know about them? What names are relevant? Anyone in the chat? Are there mill workers here tonight? Yep. I'm gonna go ahead and turn off the light. Yeah, she'll just read out loud. Just let me know when to call you, and I will. I can still hear and see. Okay, cool. Hey. I don't know why it hung up. It's just it's like, come on, let's go. Well, I can hardly hear you.
Okay, can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Hey, Stormy's on the line.
So yeah, all those questions were great questions. I'm gonna go ahead and put the blindfold on and the other ear piece of the headphone. And I'm gonna go ahead and set the alarm, which is gonna be for 10 minutes, okay?
Okay, perfect.
If there's any good spirits in the room, please come touch the REM pod. Let us know you're here. You can also use the light here and touch it. Let us know you're here. Please do not take energy from anybody in the chat, or please do not take energy from the cell phones, the computers, the electricity in the house, the REM pod. Take it from the orgone generator here. There's 2 of them in the house that give you light chi energy spirits. Yeah, if you guys can't hear Cottonfly, let her know. I'm going to go ahead and start the alarm in a minute. Okay, I'm going to start the alarm and put the headphones on and the earpiece. And the blindfold. Okay, I'm ready. It said, let's talk.
Wow,
We're here.
We already started.
Sorry, we're okay. We're here.
What's interesting is the first question is, what do you want us to know? Or what do you want? What do you want to say to us?
We'll help. Repeat.
Repeat. What do you want us to know?
No. Hi.
Hi. Yes, what do you want us to know?
All right. Hey. Women.
Do you see most of the chat being predominantly women? Are you talking about the chat?
No.
No. So are you talking about Stormy's housemates? What are you talking about, spirits? Let us know. What about these women?
Maybe. It's cool. Boy. Oh boy.
Spirit, are you the spirit of the little girl? Are you a child?
Let's
or are
take
you
it
an
out.
adult? Are you a child?
Oh. Maybe.
How old are you,
We are
spirit?
outside.
How many of you are there? Spirit, Spirit, how many of you are there?
Let me out.
Is there someone outside? Are you outside? Why are you outside, Spirit? Is that where you're buried? Is your body outside?
Death in trouble.
Oh, wow. Do you need help? Do they need help?
Maybe. Over here.
What?
At the door.
What? Oh my gosh.
Oh, it's this one over here at the door again.
Can you knock at that door?
Nope. I will not open up for you.
Oh my gosh.
I'm sorry, you can't enter right now.
Spirit, can you knock on that door? You cannot enter it, but can you knock at that door?
We are home. Checking on you.
Oh my gosh.
Open
Who are
the
you
door.
checking on? Oh my god.
We watch.
Who do you watch, spirits? Who are you watching? Can you give us names? What do you want us to know?
Can you look
them?
at me? Touch.
Oh.
It's in the back.
Oh my gosh. Do you touch somebody in the back? Is that what you do there at Stormy's house? You touch people in the back?
Take me there.
Spirit, do you want to cause harm?
I'm home.
Spirit, are you good or are you bad?
Nervous.
Okay. That's okay. Don't be nervous. We come in peace. Are there any mill workers there tonight in the building? Are there any spirits of mill workers? If there are, can you touch the red light or the star on the table?
Help. Can you hear us?
Yes, we can hear you.
Whisper.
Are you the mill workers?
Let me help you, baby. Whisper. Lower.
My goodness. Are these the mill workers? Are you a mill
Groovy.
worker?
I'm tired. Yep.
You can relax. You don't have to stress. It's okay.
So late.
Are there any names in the chat? Are there any people that are on the chat right now? Are there any special names that you want to bring up towards them? Any names you have from special for some of the
I am back.
people's special names, or anyone who has passed?
What?
Anyone who has passed
In church.
The viewers.
The power.
If you are there, you can come through and speak to Stormy right now.
Look at me.
Any relevant names out there for the audience?
Maybe.
Can you give us names for anybody that the audience recently lost, or some names that are special to them? Can you give us any names? Or anyone who has passed, relatives
You know
who want
it.
to come through? What is your name, Spirit?
Around it. An army.
What is your name? What is the name of the group you're in, or what is the name
Lately.
of your? What are the names of your fellow soldiers?
March.
Is that what you did? Did you march? What is your name? Can you give us your name?
The moon. You're right. Come dance.
What do you want us to know, Spirit? What do you want to tell us about yourself?
Cool.
What do you want to say about yourself?
Fun talking.
It's fun talking to you as well, Spirit. What do you want to tell us about yourself? Let us know now. What do you want us to know about you?
Right here. What we need. Just what we need.
Is your name a secret? Are you keeping it a secret? Can you not tell us your name? What is your name?
We are here.
Is your name a secret?
We want you.
My name is not a secret.
Well, you can't have me.
I'm kind of blind. Oh.
Yep, nope.
What? Oh my gosh.
I'm going to turn the spirit box off.
Wait, what was the last thing it said?
I don't know. I can't remember. It was like so loud. And at some point it said the devil. And I just ignored it because, I don't care. I know that when that happens, I know that I'm just going to go in the other room and somebody's going to say, yeah, I just started playing Diablo.
It read the video game again?
Well, yeah, it seems like every time that happens in the spirit box that someone in the house starts playing that, and it's happened a couple of times.
Oh my gosh.
So I didn't even address it this time because I'm assuming that it's the same reason why it's happening tonight.
Oh my gosh. So it's intelligent, and it's done it more than one occasion where it reads the name whenever somebody actually plays it in real time, or is it like
actually when someone's like the last time it happened, it was a Saturday night like this.
Yeah.
And someone in the house started playing the game, and at the same time is when it said it in the spirit box.
Ooh, that's so creepy.
And then that's how we were able to acknowledge that it's bilingual.
So during that time, I mean, I think it said something about military. I wish Molly was actually here to give like time frames. But were there a lot of like, I guess like
40,000
minorities in the area?
Minorities.
Military time.
Well, when you say minorities, yeah, there were. But in regards to soldiers and stuff like that, there were 40,000 or more of them. And we have to remember that this is like the time when, Sherman was here. His men were here, ramping up to take Atlanta. So that went on between July, when we started all this. That started in July.
Oh, wow.
When the little girl buried under the house started to become super active. And then she sang us a song on the AM FM, on the AM channel of the Spirit Box.
That's when you had the doll out, right?
Yes.
Oh, wow.
And almost never thought that like that doll would ever affect anything, but that doll was like really interesting in activating that particular spirit.
Oh, gosh.
So yeah, I thought it was interesting that it's talking about coming in the door again. It's outside.
Yeah, that was creepy. Because they keep saying that. I see here that J.D. Meek said that Atlanta burned. A lot of people died. Like, what era was that? Or what?
The Civil War, dear.
Oh, my goodness.
Which, it's interesting because my couch, the red one from the show that I would do on Saturday with the movie night and everything like that, that particular couch that I call Vampira, is from the state that you live in, and was built and was made. It's like a pre-Civil War couch that several of the generals from Virginia, I guess, took naps on.
Oh my gosh! So that could also be activating that too, right?
Quite possibly. I mean, if you were a ghost, wouldn't you go try to inhabit things in the places you had been and remembered? Try to find them, or, I mean, what else have you got to do?
I wonder if that was like a family heirloom too,
yes.
Right?
November 15th, 1864. So it went on to our standards, you could say that this whole thing in this area went on from 4th of July till Thanksgiving, pretty much.
Oh, whoa.
I'm not sure if they have had 4th of July, let alone Thanksgiving back then. I would have to look again. But I'm pretty sure they had some kind of something, but...
Oh, you know what? I think the spirits, they said something about the moon. And you know how we've been talking about the Lionsgate moon, how special it is? So I thought that was kind of weird that they picked up on that.
That's interesting. So I wonder what the moon is in now. Because what it's supposed to be is it's supposed to be like the astral, it's supposed to be a celestial event, the Lionsgate portal. And it has something to do with like the way the planets align. I can't remember right now. I'm so out of it.
Aww. November 15, 1864. Oh, that's when it burned? Wow.
Yep.
We have a blue moon and a super moon coming up at the end of the month. Oh, okay. Storms, is there anything like supernatural about that? The blue moon or the super moon or anything like that?
Is it happening at the same time?
Wait, say that again?
I was asking if it was happening at the same time. And will that super moon be a blood moon? That's interesting. You just reminded me of something, JD. I had a dream on summer solstice 2013. That 2013 summer solstice, it was a blue moon, super moon, blood moon, I believe. I don't know. But there have been blue moon, blood moon, super moons. And I have several pieces of organite in the house that I made during that time. And it's a very interesting celestial event. It can change the world forever, change lives forever. It's just really cool.
Oh, so the organite picks up the things, or like the special, I guess like aspects of the moon during that day when you make organite?
Well, if I make orgonite on a specific celestial event, yes, the orgonite will accentuate the celestial event through its energy.
Oh, wow.
Which is something we learned about orgonite. Also, orgonite will emphasize whatever it's made out of as well.
Okay.
So if it's made out of, so you have to do a 50-50 ratio of organic and non-organic materials to make orgonite. So if you use crystals, depending on whatever their meanings are and what energies they embody, the orgonite, once it's become an actual pyramid or piece, or even a generator like the electric one here, it just accentuates the energy. Like I put the tarot cards on the orgone generator, it just accentuates the energy of the tarot
that's
cards.
So cool. So when you say it accentuates it, does it like...
It exaggerates,
I guess, like,
its vibrational energies.
Oh, okay. So if you did something that had like, I guess let's say like, one that is for, I guess like for like romance, luck and romance or something. So everything that solar event encapsulates it. I guess like the essence of it gets into the orgonite, and the orgonite, whatever it's placed on, will therefore like allow, I guess like that energy to pick up more so in the card. So would you say it would be closer to the actual energy of love, or would it just be more prone to be lovey-dovey or like... Incoming call.
Oh my god, I completely forgot that I had the call center on. Hold on, babe.
Okay, no problem.
It's just a chat. And they only have like 8 minutes. Oh, they pressed by accident. Yeah, right. Well, then why are you still in my chat? Shouldn't you leave? Hey, don't let the door kick you in the ass. You still there, babe? I dropped the REM pod. I hope it still works.
Are you asking me?
What?
Are you asking me?
No, I dropped the REM pod and I asked if you were okay.
Oh, yeah.
So you were asking about love. So if you put crystals in it, like if you did just a rose quartz, a love crystal kind of orgone piece, yeah, it would just, especially if you put a lot of your loving energy into it, it would.
Oh, so the readings would be slanted more towards like the positive side of like that crystal, or would it pick up like closer to the actual energy of I guess love in general?
Yeah, I mean, I have an orgone pendulum here, so it can definitely pick something up, especially if it's, the pendulum is moving around on its own.
Oh, cool.
Like a pendulum is nothing that I would move. Just vibrational energies would move it, is how I feel about it.
Oh, okay.
But orgone energy is, I feel, different than... Well, no, I mean, I wouldn't say that it's different. I mean, we all make it naturally. Just a little bit when we listen, or especially when we listen to music.
Oh, really? That's so cool.
Yeah. But very little.
So the music frequency will allow, I guess, like certain frequency energies in a person to naturally either get stronger or just be a little bit more exuding at specific times?
Well, yeah. The thing that's interesting about orgone energy is that you never really know what it's going to do for each individual. So I'm guessing the REM pod's okay. I was trying to see if it would do anything different if it was sitting on the orgone generator.
Interesting.
But the generator is just a little too small for it. So I put the cards on it. I should probably get the one with that has the Schumann's, generates the Schumann's resonance.
And this star one, what is that? What is that resonance?
What do you mean? The star orgone generator?
Yeah.
It just regulates. It's just regular chi life energy. Whereas the other one, I'm not really sure about the science behind the other one that generates Schumann's resonance.
Oh, cool.
Because I didn't build them, and the scientist that I was apprenticing under passed away, or else maybe he got his time machine to work and he left in it. I like to think of it that way. Carl Hanswells, if you're there, touch the REM pod that's sitting on the orgone generator you made for me. It's sitting right next to me.
Why don't your cats respond well to the shaman and resonance, JD?
Maybe because they were born after Schumann's resonance was gone.
I mean, I know, like, I don't. I remember when I had when my dad passed away, my friend put a tiger's eye in my hand, or in my palm, and then my palm actually had, I guess, like, it turned like pink because it started to like burn my hand. So I had an effect.
Well, that's interesting.
On the tiger's eye, yeah. So maybe the cats have a similar type of, I want to say allergy. It kind of felt like an allergy in a way.
I had that happen to me with Moldavite.
Oh, what's that?
It's a meteor that only can be found. Oh God, is it the Czech Republic? So it's super rare. But yeah, it's Moldavite. It's interesting. It brings in new things, new adventures, new stuff like that. But it just, I can only wear it limited. I have to be.
I wonder if it's kind of like all our energies, JD's cats. My thing with the tiger's eye, and your thing with the Moldavite. I guess maybe we have like something in us in our energy where it's like, I guess it's sort of not able to sustain that energy, because we're just not in the frequency to have that around us. Maybe is that what?
Maybe.
JD, I like that you keep the energies around your area quiet. I try to do the same because it's like our pets need that from their owners to keep it like peaceful in their environment.
Yeah, they do. Like when the junkies are here at the house and they've got their dog, it's a huge hound that they don't keep on a harness. Like my dogs are scared to death. I can't even take one of them out because, I mean, she's traumatized and they're not even here anymore since they were caught stealing cable and electricity. I just keep telling myself, the dog is going to get better. The dog's going to be fine. She's, they fell off the planet. They went back to jail. They moved to another country.
You manifesting them to stay away.
Yeah. The other night she asked me my phone number again. And
You're like, hell no.
She tried to give me a brownie. I watched Snow White plenty of times. I am Sicilian, and I don't just take from anyone and everyone. And then she proceeded to brag to me about how she got a business loan for her business, and they just sent her the check. I'm sorry, but they don't. I don't know. Every loan I've looked into to move away from the haunted house, there were no paper checks that can come in the snail mail. Also, a bit confused about why they even think it's cool to stay here after they stole electricity and cable, when the cops and the electric company and the cable company, the power company, they're looking for them.
I mean, definitely if they're like up to no good, I just feel like usually it catches up, right? And this incident it did, where it made them uncomfortable, and they can't really sustain a comfortable lifestyle living there like that. Only by stealing, I guess. But once that was found out, now they have to figure it out because they can't sustain comfortably there. Especially since we're doing the ghost readings, there will be more active.
There will be no comfort for them after everything I've had to go through because of this. I just keep telling myself, 3D catch up, bigger and better is here. I think we've talked a lot about the path of least resistance in the last couple of days. Like we talked about Molly's relationship stuff, where, she'll follow the path of least resistance, which is, taking advantage of her own self-worth and self-respect, because she needs to have that, happy, healthy, harmonious, self-gratification, and turning her back on that which she is addicted to in regards to pain that's not good for her. People go through this kind of stuff with even stuff as simple as a piece of cheese, because cheese is so addictive. It's the most addictive opiate you can get on the planet.
So it's just like a lot of these issues that a lot of us kind of go through, and it's just like having to, I guess, like look at the reality of it and the facts. And JD, that's kind of what's been happening. There's like people who are addicted to some drugs and stuff, so that's like the kind of environment that Stormy has been around there at the haunted house.
Yeah, it's been very uncomfortable.
Very strong.
It's been really uncomfortable. And it's 6 of one, half a dozen of another. I mean, you meet somebody, they're your new neighbor, they move into the house you've been living in for the longest time ever, and you're like, okay, well, we've got to, I guess, live like brothers and sisters because we're neighbors and live in the same house. But then when, where do you draw the line at? I mean, she's literally trying to gaslight me by telling me, here's a brownie, need your phone number, I miss you. Like, all you do is lie to me. Why do you need my phone number? So you can lie to me more? So I literally...
That's kind of invasive of your, just of your, I guess, like, autonomy in the space, because what if you don't really want to engage with people?
It's like, here, let me give her some sweets, and then I'm going to brag about money, and then I'm going to brag about how I go shopping, and then I'm going to brag about, this little place up the street that I was offered to rent, and ask her about if she's ever been there to shop. Like, bitch, I work 12 hours a day. 7 days a week. When do you think I get to go shopping? You know, and that's what I told her.
JD's right.
That's what I told her. Like, all she does is sit around and huff paint and do whatever she does and live here for free while I'm paying her rent, obviously, because I keep raising the rent. You know, how dare her come to me and steal from me and then be like, let's be friends, cunt. Pardon my French, YouTube. But it's just to the point where it's like, I'm just sitting here. You know, using my mind to create exactly what I want. You know, she fell off the planet. They went back to jail. They moved to a different state or country or house. Just get the fuck off my cloud, bitch. You know, kind of energy. So when it's so this is just more recent updates. Like, you know, we've been talking about how people will take advantage of you the more that you turn your cheek. More recently, we've been talking a lot about how, you know, I mean, she thinks that she can just come to the other people I live with and be like, have Chloe report to me. Like, report this bitch. Sit on it and rotate every 5.
That's very loud mouth, and that's always like the hardest thing to do with people who have like no manners and
no manners.
A little bit of like social awkward, you know, in their conduct, and just how, you know, how they, I guess, interact with people. Like, it feels too invasive, and I guess like, as an introvert, it's a little too invasive for your energy. And I think JD is completely right. They're like the shadow people that you're dealing with, and I mean, you're dealing with it pretty well, Stormblade, you know, because they're not there. You're manifesting it, and
it's exhausting.
At the end,
I just really want my own house and a music scene that cares about me instead of a fucking place that doesn't care about me. So I made a place that cared about me. You know, you know, my dad was going to be on chemo and needed to recover from that, and I needed to have recovery from all this, you know. So I came here to work on my YouTube channel because I couldn't stand, you know, the fucking, pardon my French, of it all.
It's a lot to even have.
It's almost too much. I can't take much more.
It's just a lot to do with cancer in the family, because it's just very scary, and it's like your energy just gets so depleted.
Like, I know, it's like, oh, you have cancer? Get the fuck out. We don't care.
Right.
And, you know, so I'm just grateful for the neighbors that I do have that have been there for us. You know, because this is a wonderful neighborhood, and these kind of people are not the kind of people that anybody who lives in this neighborhood wants to be around. Okay?
Right.
People are getting scary. Well, yeah, ever since they moved in, people have been getting robbed. There's been break-ins. You know, and then she'll come home with all this stuff, and you know, all she does is sleep all day. All they do is sleep all day.
It's also their friends. It's also their friends, probably, as well. It's just kind of like a bad system.
Well, it's sad when I mean, with my landlord being their friends and being more of their friends, obviously, than my friend, after being a loyal, honest, caregiving tenant for 10 years. You know, and then Atlanta Legal Aid saying, oh, the only thing that you can do is pay your rent, and then take him to small claims court for negligence and, you know, emotional distress and mental anguish. Like, and then what? Be broke and still stuck here in the fucking? No.
Right.
I'm not going to put up with it. So that's why, like, that's why I practice so much of that strict mental diet, where it's like, if I start to look for a text from something or someone that I don't want or don't like or triggers me, I stop myself now. If I start to feel indifferent because one of them shows up in my reality, I just pretend they're not there and they leave.
And it's been working so far.
Nice. Yeah.
Get it, Storms.
And I'm not putting up with it anymore. I'm not going to have people I mean, who the fuck steals from you and then turns around and is like, here's a brownie. Like, bitch, let me give you a brownie. You know what I mean? Like, here, have you met meet my little friend.
Yeah.
My little friend.
Oh, and then your dogs come out.
You know, hey, Mary the Aries, welcome back to the Chammy. Is Steve going to come to see you at the hospital? Are you in the hospital? I'm so sorry that you're to hear that. I hope that you feel better. So you got the 7 of Wands, very much so. It could be a maybe. But at the end of the day, you know, you could just tell the front desk, no Steve's allowed, only family, only blood relatives can speak to you or see you. Okay? He can't just stalk you at a hospital. So let them know. Yeah, boundaries definitely. And it's so funny because, like, I don't understand why they're so scared of the ghosts. Like, I just don't think like the ghosts around here are really anything to be scared of. But for some reason, they always get so damn haunted when they're here and get so freaked out. Like, don't come back. It's just gonna get worse. It's gonna get worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse and worse for them.
I think that Scorpios say you're just like, yeah, they're gonna get scared, but I'm cool.
You'll just be over here decorating my tail with ankhs and happy faces
just
and Jesus Christ and and drops of sunshine acid.
Oh Lord. Very good luck. You're gonna be perfect by tomorrow or when after the surgery. You're gonna be perfect.
You're gonna be fine, Mary the Aries. Just remember, mind over matter. You can move mountains with a cup of water.
Nice.
Yeah, make sure you listen to everything they tell you to do, and make sure that you do everything that they tell you to do in recovery and even after and when you go home. Because they'll give you physical therapy. You'll have to live a certain way, live a certain lifestyle, and you'll be so much healthier for it. So yeah, I'm going to keep focusing every day on my goals and serving what I want. It's like I talk about it all the time in conflict. You know, I talk about how important it is to get into the feeling of serving what you want. And I sat there and I thought about that meaning for so long. Like, what meaning am I giving to all this? You know, once I realized, oh, okay, so she's ripping up the apartment so that she can say that the last guy that renovated them didn't do his job, so they can re-renovate them and live here for free while my rent goes up and no one fixes a damn thing. Like, as if I'm some kind of idiot. So I'm in a position now where I work 12 hours a day, 7 days a week, so that I can pay the rent that they've raised without a lease or without a rhyme or reason. It's just pay more rent or get out, or we're going to kick you out and take you to court. Like, do I really deserve this in the middle of my dad recovering from cancer or having cancer? I mean, this was still going on even when he had it, before the surgery, before the chemo, and then then I get a phone call. Oh, what's your sleep schedule? Like, I have never talked to you before ever. Why should I tell you? Click.
What was your landlord who said that?
Yeah, anybody who lived in this house and anyone who owns this, people were actually calling me, property manager, what's your sleep schedule? Why? What is it any of their business? I mean, my dad's on chemotherapy. It's random.
Right.
It was so uncomfortable. But once I realized what was going on, which, my bathroom lights started working, the plumbing started working really well. The last guy who renovated everything did a great job, okay? And then they just went and destroyed it. And now, like, my pipes don't work right. The bathroom light doesn't work anymore.
And you worked hard to get them to even fix it in the first place, and then now it's like you're kind of left again in that same, cycle of trying to reach the owner to help you.
He doesn't care.
Right.
He doesn't care about anything. He has tremendous wealth. He has...
I agree with you, Mary.
He has plenty of homes. So when he comes to me and he's like, pay me more rent. Wait. I'm just like... yeah. But no one's bothering me anymore about it, and no one is going to.
Yeah. I guess now, especially because now it's kind of clear and obvious that he's trying to offset that rent that he isn't getting from that.
Yeah, it's clear. It's obvious.
With the brownies.
It's very obvious. It's very obvious. Yeah, Tara Medlock from Love After or Love During Lockup or whatever that dirtbag show is. Dirtbag reality TV show. They're all dirtbag reality TV shows.
Aww. I think I actually watched a couple episodes. Pretty good.
Yeah.
To watch.
Well, I think at the end of the day, and then her telling me, that's right. The best part was her telling me to become a prostitute to pay the rest of the rent so that I could afford the rent that he wants. And she could live free. Told me to become a prostitute so I can pay the rent that they want up so she can live free. Don't think so.
That's very odd of somebody to suggest, but I guess in the people that act in shadow or a little bit gray, I guess they would suggest stuff like that.
Well, yeah, and then it's like all she talks about is how she believes in the law of attraction, but I'm sorry, you're only vibrating, she was only vibrating what she's learned in prison the last decade of her life. And that is bullshit. But what she doesn't realize is that, you can't put your head down in bullshit when you get out of prison. You have to actually be accountable for your bullshit. And that's why she just ends up right back as a professional felon in prison, because all she does is lie. Doesn't care who she lies to, as long as she gets what she wants, gets where she wants. And obviously doesn't care who she hurts in the interim. But at this point, with my electricity being stolen, my cable being stolen, these are like serious crimes. I'm not sure how they affect the owners of the home. But at the end of the day, he's allowed it. So it must affect him somehow, because they're his friends that he's allowed to do this. And the property manager has allowed to make this happen. Somebody had to have been okay with it. Yeah, sure. Move in for free. Who came up with this idea? And I suffered for a long time because of it. But it's going to change for the better. It's already changed for the better.
So when she moved in, I don't know what age she moved in, did up her rent at the same time?
In fact, the month that she was starting to get out of prison, yeah, it all started. Yeah, and then they left us alone when she went back in for not wanting to fingerprint. And then when she got ready to come out again, it started again. Then when my dad was in the middle of chemo, it started again because she didn't want to live upstairs anymore. And she made up some terrible lie about the guy who was renovating. And then he was just like, fuck it, and left. And they gave him another house somewhere else to renovate. So I don't understand why they don't fix anything around here or give us another house to live in. I'm just to the point where it's like, well, I'm just going to keep manifesting what I want and serving what I want instead of, are they going to put a note on my door? Another illegal note? Are they going to take me to court because I've done nothing wrong except not pay them the rent that they want because I don't feel like it's at a fair advantage for what they offer me? I mean, his only reason for raising the rent last time is because of what the national average is in the neighborhood for a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. But then that made me wonder, because that made me know it wasn't him talking to me, because he grew up in this house. He would know that this is not a 2-bedroom, 1-bath. He would know. I mean, he would know it's not a 2-bedroom, 2-bath. All right. Now the property manager would not know. There were a lot of things that were said to me that I know my landlord would never say to me. That someone who is a fucking idiot will, pardon my French, you too. And then to look at the phone numbers and realize that it's not even any, the texts are coming from somebody I don't even know. The phone calls are coming from somebody I've never even heard their name.
Right, so you just want a little bit of verification that it's just like the right person or something.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, I don't even know if it was my landlord calling or texting. So the cops told me to stop answering. But it's difficult when they've got you on the phone and they're threatening to kick you out and you've got nothing, and your dad's, got cancer, and you're working 12 hours a day, 7 days a week.
You're allowed to ask for verification, because who doesn't, the manager himself is just deciding to take a cut off of the extra that he's, giving you. He already raised your rent once, and it's like no matter what.
Let's see, 1, 2. Yeah, it's been raised like 3 times in less than 1 year. And they want to raise it again this month, and I refuse to give it to them. Hey, look at that. That blue light's going off on the REM pod. But it's like a blue light that has to do with a temperature sensor letting me know that there's something that's hypernatural that's around instead of supernatural. It was just blue for a little bit. Oh, it's blue again when I said that. Very interesting. But anyways, when people say, I don't know what's going to happen, I don't know what's next, I just start serving what I want to be next and what I want to happen. And it shows up. And I really wish that I had focused on this technique a lot earlier in my life, or hadn't forgotten it. Because when I go back and think about how I've done this before, not even knowing what law of attraction or assumption or manifesting was, that's what was really the proof to me that it really was just a real thing about vibrational quantum pheromones and energy and how we're all connected.
It was something interesting that you point out, that you said right now that you don't know if you already felt that, or you already, like, you started off with manifesting, but then like you forgot about it. I guess like when you're in elementary school and you're learning that system for the first time, where you're learning how to manipulate that system, and essentially it's kind of like learning how to manifest grades or something, right? I guess in that way. Or learning how to manifest certain things or that system. And do you think, is that what you're saying, that that energy of being able to figure out the system now as adults a little bit similar in that way, in manifesting, like knowing, okay, certain systems or certain paths are going to lead towards, I guess, like things that are not best serving the world, right?
Well,
So is manifesting like focusing on the path that serves your goal best when
Well, yeah, most people will say that, JD, set a vision and move forward with intention and willingness to do the work. But people don't realize that the work is here in their head. So what you're saying, what I'm trying to say to you, Cottonfly, is that the work's always been done in the head, and then we get programmed, right, to believe that maybe, we've got to second guess ourselves, that we've got to sabotage ourselves, and we'll do that to ourselves because of the bad programming we have had, depending on where we've been and the experiences that we've had with different types of people.
Well, it's like learned systems, systems that were ingrained from their parents.
Fear, and the what will happen and the what ifs, and it's always like, hey, what if? Better not. It's like, what if I call my landlord tomorrow and said, hey, I have a real problem with you. Let me turn off this call center because, I get to spend some time with you guys off work. I'm turning it off early because I deserve it. I don't care if I'm number one in queue to get a call. Basically, at the end of the day, if I were to call my landlord and say, hey, I don't appreciate you, bringing this energy to the neighborhood and to the families that live here in this home and live around this home, it's quite chaotic. We don't appreciate it. We would like you to change it. We're uncomfortable with it. This, and this has happened, and it's illegal. What's next? He would be like, I'm on vacation. I don't know. Take it up with someone else. Like who? Your wife? Your kids? Or your property manager that's manipulating you? You know what I mean? Like I would definitely go to my landlord and be like, look, we've known each other for 10 years. I've given you your rent honestly and caused you no problems. Taking care of your place for you for 10 years. There was only one time I was late with 2 times I was late with rent. Once when the property manager stole my rent, and the second time when I was $40 short and my dog needed emergency life-saving surgery, which I prepped him for that early. Like, hey, I'll get your $40 on the 9th instead of the 1st, with that, extra fee for being late.
You were a good tenant.
Yeah, basically I would be like, why are these people your property manager and not I? I know what it takes to be a property manager. I've rented my whole life. I've watched property managers be shits to us and be good property managers too. I know the difference. I know the law, but you probably have to go to some stupid fucking school or some shit like that. But at the end of the day, would he really care? I mean, the only reason that he supposedly allowed these people to move into the house or be property managers is because they all went to Alcoholics Anonymous together. So you think if we went to Alcoholics Anonymous together, he'd let me live here free?
Well, the thing is that you have to look at certification to do that. It's just maybe it's just like the rent there, but it's not good, or maybe it's like maybe you can offer your service or you wanted to. I'm sure that will probably prefer
but it doesn't serve me to give him any more anything, none of them. So I've already been told, if they text you or call you, do not reply. Just keep giving them their rent and keep working towards serving your goal of moving out and finding a new place. But my biggest issue is, A, getting the money together to do it, and B, finding somebody who's not going to rip me off again. Because when I found that little apartment in Franklin and I put my money into it, I had already been through 500 houses. That's 500 applications, 500 application fees at $50 to $75 a head. There's 3 of us, and they want $75 for each application. Because that people who own houses, own apartments, own condos, and they're renting them out are making more money on your application fees than they ever would from your one monthly rent fee that they get once a month. Or you've got real estate businesses or real estate companies that are offering to rent the homes, be the property managers for the homes, and offering the landlord or the owners twice as much as the rent to take on this property, to put it in their portfolio. And, it's more money to just have the real estate company pay you the money instead of rent it that one monthly. So there's a lot of scams out there like that. Lots of nice places to live, but they won't let you in because you don't make 3 and 4 times the rent. So if you make $1,500, if you have $1,500 in rent, or the rent's $1,750, you have to make 3 to 4 times that a month before they'll even consider you. But then you also have to have good credit. You've got to have no evictions. You've got to have referrals. This guy's not giving me any referrals for 10 years of good behavior. In fact, I'm getting the finger for 10 years of good behavior. What does that teach people? What does that show? Like, I've given this person $150,000 in the last 9 years, and I'm getting the finger?
If they're friends, just like represented the people that are there, and they're having these kinds of issues, that sort of just indicates what kind of people they are as well, and how they are professional. I guess like how they are at their job. So it kind of makes sense.
Excuse me. Yeah, people have unfortunately forgotten how to value other people. But this is another limiting belief and circumstance that I really feel and believe we can turn around. Because there are people out there that they want to be valued and they want to value other people. But if we constantly live like this, thinking in this way, it's going to get worse and worse and worse, because our thoughts literally create JD. Our feelings literally create.
So what should we be thinking?
So here's the thing. So all I've wanted to do for the last 10 years is move to Nashville. Be a part of a music scene that pretty much opened its arms to me and didn't look, sideways or waysides at me, like many other places did. I felt welcomed, from day one. But it seemed like I couldn't follow my inner compass before the car accident. And I got derailed after the car accident trying to figure out who I was again. So a lot of that got put on pause, or I got into a relationship with a lot of limiting beliefs and circumstances. So what I kept doing,
in the industry.
Yeah. So what I kept doing is thinking, oh, if I do this and I make these plans to move to Nashville or Los Angeles or the fucking moon, it could do this, this, and this. And then I let fear take over my fate. And then one day I was just sitting here going, man, I'm so fucking stressed out that I started smoking again. And I'm so worried every single day that somebody's going to text me, email me, call me, pretend they're the person that owns this house or who's my landlord, and tell me to get the fuck out even though I paid rent on the first. Or take me to court and ruin my life like I've been threatened time and time again for no reason. And to know that Atlanta, and I was like, at the end of the day, Atlanta Legal Aid's telling me that they can do whatever they want to me. But that just can't be the truth. So I'm going to stop serving it. I'm going to stop serving all of it. And what did I start thinking? What did I start doing? I just started remembering how it felt to be in a place where I was living, where I had musicianship and friends and family and connections, and everything felt right and everything felt good. And, even though, there were circumstances that had to be taken care of so that life would be more comfortable, I made it through it because at least I wasn't serving this shit anymore. It doesn't serve me.
So basically, you remember and started to, I guess, feel bad at the boundaries that you had when you felt most comfortable.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
toxic around you. Like your boundaries come up again you know, when you felt most comfortable. So that's what you're comfortable with. That's the reality. You know, fucking people around. Like that's not sustainable for you because it depletes you so much. Having to be a boundaryless or adhere to toxic boundary issues.
Yeah, pretty much. I'm going to turn the REM pod off because I don't want to kill the battery too much because we do have one more night of spirit boxing for Sunday night. But yeah, that's pretty much what I did. And one day I was like, okay, that's it. Anything that I don't love, it's getting thrown away, donated, or sold. And what I do love, I'm putting it away. And even though circumstances show me that there's no place to go to and that we're still homeless with a roof over our head, squatting with paying fucking ridiculous rent, you know, kitchen ceiling caving in, fucking 30-year-old appliances, there is much bigger and better than this, and it's already here now. It's time to put things into action and into order because it's just, when it comes, it's going to happen just like that.
Nice.
And I need to be ready. Oh, yeah, definitely. Now, yeah, definitely those that aren't serving you. I mean, I had to literally do that with my own family members, JD. And that was very painful. Because, you know, doing that, you not only run the risk of being an alpha widow, you run the risk of, you know, being a family widow. Once you become an orphan, once your parents are gone. But I had to be brave and not look back. I couldn't let it turn me into a pile of salt. Because I knew there were other people out there that would want to be a part of the family that I was included in and be my friend and create happy, harmonious situations. Because once again, my best friend in England growing up always said, life is what you make it. And sometimes I was such a ditz. I was just like, what does she mean? I'm just going to get stoned and think about what she means, dude. And of course I'm like, just like a kid or whatever. And finally I was like, that's what she means. Like, life is what you make it in your head, in your feelings, in your thoughts, what you emotionalize. So it's like with the God state meditation and my dad's healing process, I just really learned how to serve what I wanted instead of what I didn't want at that time in my life. Because it was like, oh, hey, you're really healthy. And then the next day it's like, oh, this is really scary. But everything's okay now. So just that lesson in life taught me that, well, if I can do this for him and put together a team to save his life, and, then I should be able to do anything. But anyways.
I mean, it's very hard to keep up with everything when it comes to, like, cancer being in the family and, like, having to, like, you even have to quarantine yourself, even just, like, because you're caretaking for a patient. So you have to even, go in lockdown, but also handle everything that, so it's something that that's not easy to do. Because, like, in my family, I saw how it was really hard. It was
and then
nothing's
more strange than people looking at you because you're wearing a mask. Like, why are you wearing a mask? Like, well, because I have to quarantine myself because I have to protect, the people who don't feel so good in my family from.
Right.
But yeah, at the end of the day, you can't serve two masters. You've got to serve what serves you. Because all that conundrum of the fucking of things that don't serve you It'll just rinse, repeat, recycle, rinse, repeat, recycle. So the more that you feel the frequency, even if it's just, I'm going to manifest a dime today instead of $1 million, or I'm going to manifest the parking spot I want instead of the one that's far away. I mean, the impossible is possible. It really is. I've seen that. So I'm going to jump off here because it's very late and I've just been working 13 hours and I'm really, really tired. Everybody, thank you so much for coming by tonight, hanging out with us in the spirit box world, hanging out with us in the tarot world. I don't know why YouTube censored you, but it's fine. They said it's okay to cuss after 5 minutes into any video. I was like, awesome. I'm still going to say part of my French, but I think that's just my mannerism programming. Yep. And then, it's one thing after another, but I'm getting through it.
Hey, you know what? But at the end of the day, I think the biggest lesson we can take from tonight's live is never take a brownie from a stranger. Weird ass lady.
Oh my God.
I got some brownies here for her. I told her to come out. I was like, what the hell? Not home. Turn the lights off.
I really wanted to tell her, no thanks. I'm off the prison food.
Oh, Lord.
I'm off Fulton County. I'm off DeKalb County jail food for the rest of my life.
Let's just hope in our hearts just to manifest it that she meant well and there was no spitting those brownies and or whatever.
Thank you for coming by. See you guys tomorrow.
Good night.
Kalanita.